Welcome back to Love and Junk. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today we're reviewing Falling for Christmas.
So Falling for Christmas is a new Christmas movie that's out on Netflix and it stars Lindsay Lohan.
That's right. Now, I saw this online or like buzz about it, I think over the summer. But you never know when you see things like if it's from Reddit, for example, or whatever. You never know if it's something that somebody made up or it's just fans wishing things into existence.
Yeah, anything on the internet's like that.
Right, true. And so I heard or saw this blurb about Lindsay Lohan remaking Jingle Bell Rock. Remember when she did that in Mean Girls? And that was a thing. So I knew that she was remaking that song, or so I thought.
Right.
I didn't know that it had ties. I mean, here's what it is. I saw the headline and I didn't read the article because it wasn't that interesting to me. So then cut to, we get to, starting to feel holiday vibes, and we're clicking through and we see that she has a new movie, and then I put the two together. Then I go back and read the article, and yes, she did remake that song for this movie.
So Falling for Christmas is stars Lindsay Lohan, as I mentioned, and then it's really about her character is this rich girl, and
she's like an heiress, right? Her dad does something that he does fairly well, because he's got a lot of money.
A lot of movies like stereotype rich people as like not knowing how to do things, like make their own bed and all kinds of stuff like that. They really play it up in this movie. So Lindsay Lohan's character,
she's been cared for her entire life, has a whole team of people.
They own like hotels or resorts or something like that. And so, there's people to make up the rooms, and, they come in, they follow her all around, do her makeup for her, get her clothes for her. And then, she just goes out and does whatever she wants.
Insert an obnoxious boyfriend.
Yes. Yeah. And he is, kind of spacey like that too. Doesn't really know how to do anything. And
very spoiled. That's what I'll say about it.
Yeah, spoiled. So they end up going skiing and end up on top of this mountain. And then she accidentally slides off backwards and ends up getting injured and can't remember who she is.
Now, normally when we do a TV show or movie review, we keep the spoilers out of it. This one, we're just going to let it all hang out, because if we had to hold back what the movie was about, or the ending or whatever, there would be nothing to talk about.
That's right.
To tell you the truth. So, you're on notice, spoiler alert. So yes, she ends up being found by a young man, of course, a nice looking young man, a possible suitor, about the right age and everything. He happens to find her when he's out in the woods, and he takes her to the hospital, and he waits till she wakes up, and oh no, there's no place for her to stay. She can't stay in the hospital. This young man happens to own a struggling inn, and
like a ski resort type thing, but it's really struggling and small.
Yes, and so he, he says that he can take her in and she can have a place to stay.
Of course.
Do we really have to tell you where this is going? Within the first, during the credit scene, I was like, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, very predictable. Predictable movie. Yeah.
But predictable doesn't always mean bad, and it doesn't always mean unenjoyable. We'll finish the story and then we'll get to our rating or whatever. But so she ends up staying at the hotel or the inn, and she doesn't know how to care for herself. All of that stuff comes out. She doesn't remember anything, not even her name.
Right.
And the guy that found her, that owns the inn, has a very cute little girl who has lost her mom.
Right.
Which, of course, is tragic, in real life and everything. It's just so very predictable in this movie is the reason why, I said it that way. So anyway, the little girl, doesn't have a mom, and, in walks Lindsay Lohan. What a better mother figure for this little girl.
Yeah.
It ends up being very cute. They have a cute relationship. It's very nice. It is a feel good. If you're a fan of Hallmark movies, you might enjoy this. It is one of those, gives you all the Christmassy vibes. And then at the end, finally they come looking for her after she has is starting to remember little bits and pieces, and of course she decides she doesn't want that life, and she ends up in the inn with the cute little family.
Of course.
Just as we would have all predicted.
Yep. Yeah. It's okay. It's an okay movie. It's not the best Christmas movie I've ever seen, but even though it's predictable, it is entertaining. It is 100% cheesy.
Yeah, on purpose. It's one of those movies that it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I feel like what I liked about this movie is it is all of those things that we said. It is cheesy, it is predictable, all of those things. Not all Christmas movies are cheesy and predictable, but they've made a killing over the years making that same predictable, cheesy Christmas movie. Christmas with the Cranks is that way. Jingle All the Way is that way. Kind of like making fun of itself a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Not taking itself too seriously. And it just makes you feel like good and puts you in the holiday spirit. That's what this movie does.
Sure.
It's not going to win any awards or anything like that. I don't need to see it again this year or next or probably any other year. But to watch it one time, I mean, it's not going to be a new family favorite.
It's not going to be a tradition.
Yeah, it's not like that. But it was pleasant to watch one time through, I would say.
Yeah, you got nothing else to do, and it's kind of a snowy, cold day. Just snuggle up on the couch and you can watch it. And, plenty of times we've watched movies that we could not make it through, and we are not ashamed to turn off a movie in the middle of it or at the beginning of it or at some point when we realize this is not good.
This really feels like Overboard to
Sure,
me.
yeah.
And I loved that movie. I was a lot younger when that movie came out, and maybe my tastes were different. For me, what's missing, this is no shade. It's just, I feel like Lindsay Lohan herself would say this, right? Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell together are adorable magic and chemistry.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what's kind of missing from this movie.
Yeah.
It's pleasant enough and whatever, but if you thought Overboard was cheesy and predictable, which it is, there's a chemistry in that movie, though, that makes you enjoy it more than this one, in my opinion.
Right. Laura's right about that, for sure. There are plenty of romantic comedies, whatever, that they do a better job, I think, in working up that relationship before they're like, oh, we're gonna be together.
Yeah, so that you care about them, you're invested in the story.
Yeah, and it almost seemed like they just jumped right into that with this one.
Sometimes movies feel forced, we have to have a Santa in this movie.
Right.
It's a Christmas movie. How can we work Santa in? And they did. I wasn't even thinking about that in this movie. I was just saying
I forgot about
I was just saying that generically, but they did do that in this movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's oh wait, we don't have a cute little kid element.
Right.
Oh wait, we need to have a dog. Or
yeah.
It's like trying to scratch all the itches at once. It was okay. Like I said, I'm gonna rate it a 5. I watched it one time. I don't need to watch it again, but it was pleasant.
Yeah. I'll give it a 6 because we actually made it all the way through and I found it entertaining.
Okay, there you have it. Are you that? I know the answer, but let's let the people know.
Let's do it.
How are you with sitting down watching Christmas movies? Is that something that you feel you need to do? And do you tend to go to your old favorites, or do you look and see what's been put out that's new?
I don't know. We like to do new stuff, so we'd like to see what's new. But then there's also things that we have to watch, like Emmett Otter's Christmas.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Yes, Jug Band Christmas.
That is a must that we have to watch. I like to watch something in the Grinch family.
Yes.
One of the Grinch movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we usually watch one or sometimes two of the other movies, like the ones I mentioned earlier, A Christmas Story or National Lampoon's, one of them. But we are not those people that have to watch a Christmas movie every single night. I know that there's people that do that. And I don't normally watch Hallmark type movies. I'll watch a rom-com with certain actors, right? But it's not the kind of genre I am drawn to. Like, I don't like a romance novel or like romance for the sake of romance in TV. I'm much more of like a mystery drama kind of person.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Let us know what you thought of it if you watched it. I'm glad Lindsay is doing well.
Yeah.
For herself, and I hope that she has a lot more success and, all of that. I hope that she wasn't expecting this to be the thing. Just saying.
Yes, I get your point.
Come find us on Instagram if you haven't already. We'd love to have you join us there. Love and Junk with no D. Now, make sure you're subscribed to our channel if you haven't already, along with our food channel where we're doing lots of food things this time of year and always, and our game channel. Now, if you love Lindsay Lohan, which she's all right. I root for her. I want her to do well, but I don't consider myself a fan.
Yeah, I'm not sure, what she's been up to these past years, but it's good to see she put out a movie.
Come find us on social media if you haven't already. Love and Junk with no D over there. Make sure you check out our stories because we're doing some little mini vlogging over there, which is fun. A couple of clips every day of, behind the scenes kind of stuff. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you haven't already, along with our food channel, along with our game channel. Links to all the channels down in the comments of this video. Now, if you love Lindsay Lohan, which I root for her. I want her to do well.
Sure.
I wouldn't consider myself a fan, but I want her to succeed. Or Christmas.
Yes.
Especially a good Christmas movie. Or just a Christmas movie. Or us.
Or the video.
Give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel when you do that. That's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.